looking, picking when I really get to clicking, but I'm looking for a sister to revive and win a kissing. If you want some heaven, just let me know.
Welcome to Nice and Sunny, the podcast. This is episode 3. I made it to number 3, who would have thought? And originally the topic I wanted to choose was time, but I do need a little more of that for preparation. So a bit more time, probably going to be next or the one afterwards. So I was thinking to talk to you guys about something that is very current in my life, in my situation right now, which is trying at least to get fit for travel. So I am not an expert on this, I say it straight away, but it's something I've experienced before in my life. I have experienced both travel as an unfit person and travel as a fit person. Right now I'm somewhere in between. And I thought maybe these learnings that I had from traveling as a fit person to share that with you. And I know it's hard to get motivated by something like that if you're not somebody who goes to the gym on a regular basis. Something like this might not be enough for you as a reason to then start, but maybe I can nudge you a little bit into that direction, and maybe at least a couple weeks before you go on your next trip, you might hit the gym a little bit and see the difference for yourself, and maybe then that can be the big nudge that actually makes you go and become a fitter person altogether and, be able to enjoy life more. So what I want to talk to you about is not basically staying in shape or doing fitness while you travel. It's about looking at, getting in shape to go traveling. So that's my focus in this podcast. So why am I somebody who can talk about this? I did CrossFit for 2 years, you could say religiously, although that brings it back into the whole cult corner. I absolutely adored doing CrossFit. It gave me a really good routine for about 2 years. I went 6 times a week, basically. I got very fit and very strong and way more healthy. As some more background there, I do have multiple sclerosis, so I am generally not in the best state health-wise, although, touch wood, I'm still doing all right. And the more fit I am, the better it is anyway, right? So that is one thing. But currently, as I said, I'm like somewhere in between a fit and an unfit person. I'm still very strong and I can still do a lot of stuff, but I'm pretty overweight. Not like crazy, but it's just I'm a heavy person. I'm a heavy woman, but everything's in the right places, so it's not too bad. But yes, so being quite heavy is obviously never easy. It's never like making it easier to go travel, but again, you can be an overweight person or a more heavy person and still enjoy life a lot if you are fit and strong and healthy. So it doesn't really. I gave up on it now. Like I'm just somebody who's built that way. I'm not going to be a skinny person. I don't want to be a skinny person anyway. So if I weigh more than I should at my height, but I am exercising on a regular basis and I'm fit and strong, then I really don't care. So it's all about the health aspect there rather than the looks. But that's in general. The big overall message here is when you're a fit person, everything is easier. You move easier, you sleep better, you're less stressed, you have more endorphins in general. So, and the thing is, it's hard to explain, right? So it's really something, if you have never gone that route and done like an exercise regime for a longer period of time, and you haven't experienced the difference of how you can feel like and how much more easy life is as a fit person, then it's very, very hard to explain it, because everybody is just trotting along, right? Oh, I'm fine, I'm doing all right. And I get that completely. As I said, like I was very unfit. Then I started doing CrossFit. Then I was very fit, and now I'm somewhere in between. So I know how it felt like to do long haul flights to Las Vegas, for example, as an unfit person and as a fit person. So I thought, maybe I can share a few of these things with you. Again, not thinking that you'll probably go ahead and just straight away go to the gym every day for your next trip, but maybe I can be the little nudge that gets you there. So I thought to summarize a little bit my thoughts on this in 6 points. So how did I call it? Reasons to get fit for travel. So 6 reasons to get fit for travel. And I start straight away with the very obvious one: better luggage handling, right? So it's very simple. You usually, when you travel, especially when you go on a big trip, you have luggage, and it might be a big suitcase, it might be a backpack, completely depending on your kind of travel. You might have several bags, you might have children, and you need like buggies that you carry around as well. So very simply, just handling weight is going to be much easier, especially if you go to the gym and you do some functional fitness in a way, which I'm doing back to. CrossFit is functional fitness. I do some F45 at the moment. It's all about the functional stuff, the stuff that makes you be able to lift stuff, run, carry stuff, be fast while doing it, and so on and so forth. So definitely functional fitness is the key here. And yeah, handling your luggage is just the obvious first one that comes to mind, and it's absolutely crucial. I have one example here. So for those of you that do exercise, you will know the term clean and jerk. For those of you that don't exercise, maybe it's a bit of a strange term, but you will understand. So I had the situation that I was on the plane and my hand luggage was slightly too heavy. I don't know how heavy it was, but it was awkward to just pick up and put over your head and into the overhead overhead locker. So suddenly, without even thinking, I picked up that, I don't know, 15 or 20 kilo, no, it probably wasn't 20, I don't know. It was my hand luggage. And I picked it up, and with a very quick movement, I had it in a clean position. Then I dipped again, and I had it in a jerk overhead, and I put it into the hand luggage. And it came so automatically that I was surprised, and I looked around if anybody saw that, because it was a full-on basically Olympic lifting movement that I made there with my hand luggage, and it was amazing. And it's like, if I hadn't been a fit person now and knowing, like, it was literally like muscle memory, right? If I hadn't known this kind of movement, I would have had to be the girl that asked the guy, "Oh, can you please help me and put that up?" I'm not that, I'm not like having the biggest problem with it. I still feel like, though, a man or a woman, doesn't matter, should be able to put their own luggage into their own overhead bit. Just saying. Anyway, so that was a great example where I noticed, if I hadn't been strong and fit now, in this case, I would have been stuck there. Obviously there were people around to help, but anyway. Okay, let's get to the second point, which is more body control. There's a lot of things here. Again, I'm just naming a few. I haven't done any research into like the chemical backgrounds, etc. I'm just giving you some information and backgrounds on my personal experiences. So more body control. So basically, walking, first thing. If you're fitter, you're just so much more capable of doing all these long walks, and it starts at the airport already. It's like if you actually have like a Fitbit or something, and you count the steps that you're doing, if you're traveling and if you're in an airport, it's crazy. Like, you walk so much simply in airports. But then obviously the next thing is sightseeing. If you do like a city trip or something, and you want to walk around and explore the city and all the sights and be fine with it, especially, for example, if it's hot, and you have to deal with the weather conditions as well, and you want to move around. So walking is being made way easier. And then obviously the next step is then getting more active and doing something like hiking, and just climbing upstairs to get better views of places, which is, it's like, basically you can say the fitter you are, the more beauty is available to you, because there are a lot of places where you cannot get up to other than walking, like climbing stairs. So that is a big selling point if you love to go and explore places and see some remote sites in the mountains or something. Fitness does help a lot. And while we're at activities, obviously, if you have like a holiday in, I don't know, in Australia or something, and you want to go surfing or you want to play beach volleyball, etc., etc. It just helps so much to just be able to stand up and just do it. And you don't have to be worried that you might be slacking or you might be the weak link in your team if you play volleyball or something. So it's just everything gets easier. And in this section of my tips, in the more body control section, my last point here is the holiday sex is way better as well. Right, moving on. Point 3 is more energy. It's quite logical as well. The fitter you are, the more energy you have. It's just one of these things you hear a lot about, and it's just simply true. So if you have more energy while you're traveling, you can obviously do more and see more and experience more, right? So it's very valuable to have energy and not be exhausted all the time from walking or from jet lag, etc. And that's actually a thing. It's like I have not had, and again, touch wood, I have not had jet lags in the last couple of long haul flights that I did. And it's crazy. It's like slight, waking up a little earlier and all that. But there's not this deep, weird jet lag feeling that I had all the years previous to CrossFit. So it helps a lot, right? And then the other thing was, again, like having this direct comparison of flying from Europe to Las Vegas. I have done that a lot of times. And I've only done it like twice or 3 times, I think, as a fit or semi-fit person, and I think about 8 times before as a non-fit person. The feeling after an 11-hour flight, if you get off the plane and everything hurts, your back hurts, your neck hurts, you just couldn't properly sleep, the whole the air pressure in the plane had like somehow gotten to you, your legs are swollen, you're simply just like in a weird, tired state, and then you arrive in a place like, so in that case, in Vegas, and it's only like 4 p.m, and you have to stay up until like 10 in the evening or something at least to get in the right rhythm, and you're just dead from the flight, right? It's gruesome. So I have experienced now, since I had started exercising on a regular basis, that this is so much easier. So I get off a plane after 11-hour flight, and it is the same feeling as if I just got off a plane of a 1-hour flight, and I'm not even joking. It's incredible. So even now that I'm not even that fit anymore, even now it still works and it still helps. Okay, so next point, this is number 4, the good life. So basically, when you're a fit person, you have done your work, right? You've earned it. You can actually go to Italy and have all the pizzas and pastas almost with no remorse. At least you can, really dig in and enjoy it and feel good about it and say, this is what I've been working for. Like this has nothing to do that much with being fit. It's more like earning it. This is really such a nice feeling to be able to go to a place and enjoy all the good stuff that you can get there, without having to regret it and say, oh, once I'm back, then I go to the gym to lose all the weight that I gained while I was on holiday. That shouldn't be that way, right? So you should have earned it. You should eat something and then just keep going, And the other thing is not just food as part of the good life, but also being lazy, right? With no remorse. So being able to spend the whole freaking day lying on the beach reading a book, and that's fine. It's like you've earned it. It's not like you've been lazy all the time before and now you keep being lazy. You have worked. You've gone to the gym. You're a fit and healthy person. Why not lie on the beach for the whole day and read a book, right? Okay, moving on to point 5. Reason number 5, efficiency. I can't be a German and not talk about efficiency, right? Okay, so routine and willpower is one point here, which basically again, it's more like a mental fitness here, I would say, because if you are a person who gets yourself, is that the right English, to go and exercise on a regular basis, then that already says a lot about your willpower, that you're exercising to actually go and exercise, right? And also you probably have a routine of sorts that gets you there. And having built this, and you can build willpower into routine, well, you can't build willpower in that sense, but you can exercise it and then practice it, basically. Same with routine. You can build it and then keep exercising it. Once you've done that and learned how to do this, it's easier once you go travel to then also exercise it. So basically saying, if you have more willpower to get up in the morning and have your healthy breakfast, and then you have like way more of everything else to experience during a trip, during your travels, right? So let's say if you are somebody who usually gets up at 5 o'clock to go to the gym, and then you go on your holiday, it's not an issue, to go and get up at like 7, right, and have a healthy breakfast and then a walk on the beach or something like that, because this is part of the routine and the willpower that you already exercised at home. So it does help you experiencing a holiday in a more efficient way and a more effective way, right? Because you can enjoy it more. You don't have to change things up too much. Also, obviously, having a better routine and being fitter and so on means you have better sleep. And so because you're sleeping better, you're also having more time, right? So you're more alert, you have more energy, you can experience more stuff, you're not tired the whole time. So it can really, really help to really enjoy that lazy time. Okay, so the last reason to get fit is simply, and again, this is repeating a little bit, it's simply feeling better. So one thing is probably quite known. It's like when you're a fit person, you usually have a better immune system. So you will probably, let's say, you're less probable to pick up like all the bugs and all the viruses. I mean, it's obviously difficult not to pick up a virus, but anyway, your immune system is stronger as a fit person, and so the risk of catching some cold or some rash or whatever while you're on holiday is way reduced. And the next point is you basically have lower stress levels going into the holiday already. Because if you are fit and healthy, you have lower stress levels already, like as a baseline, right? So when you come back from that holiday where you were so relaxed and you didn't have any stress, you don't fall back into the old things so easily, right? Because it's just a slight adjustment. It's just a little less stress than you normally already have. So when you come back home, you can actually harvest the fruits of having relaxed and having your stress levels down even more. And yeah, so the other thing is you feel better in your skin when you take photos. And I know this sounds weird and obvious, but I know that from experience as well. Like when you constantly have to look at, do I have do I have a double chin now, or do I have to find the right lighting? Is my skin bad because I was eating just crap the whole time, and now I have spots all over my face? And but it's mainly this: you just simply feel better. And again, even though I'm not a skinny person, I will be so much happier when I go on holiday now, not on holiday, but on my around the world trip, and I can actually walk around. Take selfies everywhere and have people take photos of me without thinking, oh God, I look like this chubby chop in the corner. It doesn't matter, even if I'm slightly overweight or more. I don't even know. Like, if I'm overweight, as long as I'm fit and healthy, it so does not matter. So I can feel more confident if somebody takes a picture. So that's it. So basically, the bottom line is you will feel better. Okay. Right, those were my 6 reasons to get fit for travel. I'm sure there's a lot more, and you can go a lot into detail on the chemical background, what's actually happening in your body, etc., etc. But this is just simply from my personal experience, the things that I would like to give to you guys to maybe think about. Maybe before your next trip, give it a shot. Sign up for some classes for 1 month and just go hard on that. and then see how it feels. I don't know if 1 month is enough, but it's better than nothing, I would say. And don't worry about weight loss, don't worry about any of that. Just simply think about getting fitter and more healthy so that you can enjoy your downtime and your time off, or your activity holiday, etc., way more than you would otherwise. Okay, that's basically it. That's what I wanted to talk to you about. So I hope you enjoyed this podcast, this podcast episode, and make sure to subscribe, obviously, and also keep in mind, I do a lot of updates on Instagram. I renamed it now. It's not my name anymore, but it is now Nice and Sunny, just as this podcast, but without an ampersand, obviously. So it's Nice and Sunny. The same as my website is more or less up and running now, so it's www.niceandsunny.com. So you find usually all the other things that I publish on a regular basis, or the other content, at least linked to over there. And then, you can find me on Twitter as well. That is actually under, it's under Nice and Sunny as well. So let's just stay in touch. If you have any questions, if you want to send me some messages, feel free to do so. You can also send me a message on contact@niceandsunny.com. And maybe at some point I have enough questions to do an episode on answering questions. At the moment, this is still starting out, so I haven't received any messages yet, but if you want to write me, feel free. I'd be very happy to read that. I hope to have at least one more podcast episode published before my big journey around the world starts. The trip starts on the 30th of December, and the first stop will be New Zealand, with a guided tour for all the Lord of the Rings locations. That will be the first stop. But before that, I'll be in Germany for Christmas to visit family and friends and so on. So I don't know when you hear me next, but if you subscribe, you will know. All right? Okay, so all the best, and I talk to you soon. Bye-bye.